Welcome to the Drew Deek Show post-game edition. The Montreal Canadiens lose 6-5 in a shootout. This is the closest I'm going to come to wearing it. The first great chance of the game went to Elias Pettersson as he goes in on a break, tries the old Datsuki and through the legs move on Price. It doesn't fool him. It's still 0-0, and Pettersson is still without his first goal this season. The Vancouver power play was 0 for 15 coming into this game. Then they went 0 for 16 in the first period, and then on the next power play, Quinn Hughes to JT Miller to Bo Horvat scores. Just 1:37 into the second period, Jesperi Kotkaniemi gets a nice pass over to Tyler Toffoli. He barely keeps his right foot onside, comes in, goes post in, and gets his first goal as a Montreal Canadien against his former team. And now it's 1-1. Usually I like when Jeff Petrie joins an offensive rush because he's a very capable offensive defenseman, as I mentioned in previous videos. But in this case, he comes in, he misses the net, the puck goes around, and it's a 2-on-1 the other way for Vancouver. Joel Edmondson completely takes away the passing lane and takes the man, but leaves Tyler Mott open for a one-on-one with Carey Price, which isn't a bad decision to make. He obviously trusted that Carey would make the save, but he goes short side and beats him. It's 2-1 Vancouver. I understand Edmondson's thinking there. I mean, you want to leave it to Carey Price if you absolutely have to, and that's just going to happen sometimes. Not long after that, Tyler Toffoli gets the puck, slides it over to slick Nick Suzuki. He gets it up to Weber. Weber bumps it back to Suzuki, right up to Toffoli for the tip-in, and he's got his second of the night. Speaking of the lack of production on the KK, Toffoli, and Armia line, this play truly was again a beauty from Nick Suzuki as he slides the puck just barely underneath former Vegas Golden Knight Nate Schmidt to get it to Toffoli for the easy tap-in. You're going to have to forgive my terrible French here, but Nick Suzuki making a great play, and RDS's commentators calling it une vision exceptionnelle. I really got to work on that. Do you remember in Jesperi Kotkaniemi's first NHL season, he just seemed to fall a lot? Well, he falls twice in the same shift, and the camera goes the other way following the puck, and somehow KK gets called for an unsportsmanlike penalty. Vancouver goes back to work on the power play, and man, they can move the puck. Pettersson is just so fun to watch. The Habs can't clear the puck out of the zone. It comes to Quinn Hughes at the point. He rifles it on net. Brock Boeser gets the rebound, kicks it to himself, and backhands it in short side past Carey Price. 3-2 Vancouver. Don't ask me why I said it that way, but it happened. Then Jake Evans with a nice couple of sequences here as he comes in on a 2-on-1. He slides it over to Byron. Byron hits it off the bar. Then Gallagher and Evans, I don't even know how they got on the ice at the same time together. They get an opportunity. Gallagher clings it off the post, but man, Evans producing so many opportunities, and now not just on the penalty kill or even on his general fourth line. Just nice to see him chipping in any way possible here. Claude Julien has to be liking Evans more and more every single game. Brett Kulak then gets into a battle for the puck in his own zone. It looked like a pretty innocent play, and he doesn't like the call. He's sent off for holding. Fortunately, the Canadiens actually kill this one off. Near the end of the second period, Alex Romanov has the puck. He gets it up to Philip Deneau. He comes in with a sweet little backhand sauce pass to Tatar. He comes flying into the zone, slides it over to Gallagher for the perfect tip, and ties the game 3-3. Here we go into the third period. Either we're taking a lot of dumb penalties or the refs are just calling everything in this game. And again, Montreal goes to the penalty kill. Whatever power play woes Vancouver had going into this game were completely erased as they convert their third power play goal of this game. Horvat scores from Boeser and Miller again. And it's 4-3 for the Canucks. Once again, the one-touch passes on this power play are lethal and are just so crisp, and they're just executing at every level, at least in this game anyway. So I hope Vancouver, for their sake, can continue this momentum going forward for their power play. Just hopefully not for the next two games. This game truly was crazy back and forth. Jesperi Kotkaniemi, who hadn't scored his first goal of the season up until this game, comes down the ice, cruising in. The puck somehow bounces back to himself, and he does a Brock Boeser, taking notes from him in the second period, kicks it to himself. He goes short side, barring in for his first of the season. In Game 3 against Edmonton, a viewer and I in the comment section actually talked about how we wished that the KK, Armia, and Toffoli line would start producing, and they definitely did that in this game. Armia's still got to be one of the strongest players on the puck for the Canadiens. He certainly was last year. I think we really noticed that even more so last season when the Canadiens really had a lack of depth in their lineup. But anyway, he gets the puck behind the net. He comes up, whips it up to Jeff Petrie. He puts it on net, and it gets tipped in by Tyler Toffoli for the hat-trick goal. 3:41 left to go in this one, and Toffoli puts the Canadiens up 5-4. It's looking good for the Canadiens to finish this off. And then, Vancouver. Surprisingly, somehow this wasn't a power play goal, but it still looked just as nice. JT Miller's in the corner. He gets it right into the slot to Brock Besser, and he rips it short side on a screen Carey Price to tie the game 5-5. With just seconds left, though, Brendan Gallagher gets an amazing opportunity right out front of goaltender Braden Holtby, gets a backhand on net and can't convert, so we go to overtime. The fast-paced, always exciting 3-on-3 solves nothing, and then we go to a shootout. The shootout also was solving nothing until we had to go to extra shooters, where captain of the Vancouver Canucks, Bo Horvat, comes in, weaves his way in, and goes 5-hole on Carey Price. Then it's up to Tyler Toffoli to try to tie this one up and send it to another extra shooter, but unfortunately, he hits the crossbar, and Vancouver takes this one in the shootout. There's no doubt that this was an entertaining game all around, so zero complaints from a hockey fan perspective, but my goodness, Montreal has got to figure out a way to stay out of the penalty box. They got away with it against Edmonton for a couple of games. They're not going to get away with it against a lethal power play like the Vancouver Canucks. The Canucks power play actually reminded me of how lethal the Leafs power play can be. Just an amazing looking unit from that team. Thanks so much for tuning in to the post-game edition of the Drew Deek Show, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you like what you're seeing. Really appreciate having you guys along for the journey so far. We're right back at it tomorrow night with Game 5, Vancouver against Montreal again. We'll see you guys very shortly.